I have been asked several times how to tie the Fitz fly. You can't buy this fly at the store, so you're going to have to tie it yourself. Real simple pattern. Number 4 hook, fluorescent orange, 210 denier flat wax nylon thread, and some bead chain eyes. Let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is get these eyes on. And as you know, I don't like my eyes spinning on the hook when I'm out fishing, so I want to make sure I get these on tight. I'm going to tie these on sideways to get started, leaving room for the head. See what I mean? That's pretty jacked. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece of thread back here, and I'm going to twist and pull at the same time and straighten that out. Get it to bind around the shank of that hook. See how I straighten that out? Make sure they're level. I'm going to do some horseshoes. I do some donuts across the top. And I'm going to pull all that tight. I'm using a lot of pressure here. I'm going to wrap back. And remember, now we're using the thread as the body. That's it. I'm going to stop just before we get to the bend. And to make sure that this head doesn't spin, I'm going to put a drop of super glue on it. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is going to put the tail on. Out there, grab it. Trap it, couple wraps, pull it back. There we go. And I want it just where the bend starts, so it points up a little bit. And again, remember, this is the body, is the orange thread, so make sure you get it all covered. That's good. Now this tail, I'm going to cut it about here. Now this next step I'm going to show you, this is not required, it is not necessary. You can just skip right onto the wing if you don't want to do this. But I'm going to put a coat of UV knot sense on this body just to firm it up. Kind of gives it a jelly bean look, nice shiny look. But again, not necessary. Now I have a rotary vise here that makes this easier because I can spin it and stop that fluid from falling on the floor. If you don't have that, you can just put a coat of some nail polish on it. Works fine, I've done it many times. But we're going to use some knot sense. Did I tie this? So what I want to do is I want to put a 1/2 hitch in this. Whoops, not quite right. There we go. So that when I'm spinning it like this, the thread doesn't come off. So this is just UV knot sense, any kind of UV resin. I'm going to put on a good heavy coat. But see, it's going to try to go right off the bottom and onto the floor. So I've got a needle here. You can just use a piece of mono or whatever. I'm going to spread this across, and I'm going to spin it at the same time. Give this a nice coat. That's okay, I guess. So I'm going to keep it moving so it'll self-level. That ain't bad. I'm going to hit it with the UV light. Good enough. So that's done. But anyway, you see how that gives it a nice shiny coat, kind of toughens the fly up. But again, completely unnecessary. You don't need to do this. So next thing we'll do is going to tie on, in this case, today we're going to use, these are just pumpkin silly legs, orange tipped. You can use brown, tan, not tipped. I mean, even pearl would be fine, no big deal. We're going to tie these on. Oops. That's it. I'm going to extend just past the tail. You get these too long, and a lot of fishermen will tell you they'll foul the hook, and they're not kidding. You get them too long, they can get around the front, they can get around the back, around on the inside, and mess your fly up. So you don't want these too long. Next thing I'm going to do is put on a little copper flash. Right here. Pull that down, trap it. Grab both sides. Pull it back. I want these to extend about to the back of the tail, around there. And then finally the wing. It's just handcraft for, I want this to extend about the length of the body past, about there. Be just fine. Grab that thread, trap it. Cut this off without making a mess, which I usually do. Nothing bad. Eye's a little foul. I'm going to come around and try to clear that a little bit. Not bad. Okay, I'm going to build this head. Come back here. Light pressure on the back side here. You pull it too tight, and again, it's going to stick out like a bad haircut. It's good. Wrap forward and whip finish it. Three times around's enough. Pull it tight. Cut it. See how this wing is. And one move, you see what I just did there? Sometimes you get a little bit of too much of the wing on one side or the other. You can take your nail and just kind of run it around it, and it'll spread it evenly across the top of the fly. A little super glue. That's it, it's done. See what we did. Trying to keep my fingers out of that super glue. But anyway, that's what you got. That's a Fitz fly. Again, you can tie that in peacock, copper, gold. I mean, you can make stuff up. I've tied these in with green thread, pink thread. Real simple pattern, but I think It's a great fly, a very effective fly. I could tell you some fish stories about me and this fly, but very easy to tie. Give it a shot.